So 82% of procurement leaders say their indirect spend is not managed well. So basically, they're losing money because of it. Lauren, I'm really not surprised about this number either, because I love when I get to talk to our customers and our sellers about how they can help. I get to introduce them to Pass and allows them to not only help control their purchases, but also how to work with multiple buying situations. Sometimes I'd also talk to customers who are struggling because one of their IT buyers or several of them have changed positions or they left the company and they're afraid to deactivate that user's profile in case they lose all that data. Fortunately, with Ruby, you don't have to worry about that. You get to still have access to all of their data and all of the different reporting tools that we give you, and so that you can have that peace of mind of knowing that removing that user from your account isn't going to affect those issues at all. And when we talk about indirect spend, Lauren, I also think about this comment because several years ago, I got to work on a project with a customer. And during that time, we were doing an e-procurement solution for them. But they were telling me how they were trying to figure out what they were going to do with these 10,000 plus subcontractors. They didn't want to bring them into the marketplace. They weren't sure what to do. And that's when I said, oh, I've got the solution for you. It's Pass. So what we were able to do is we were able to create about 30 some odd workflows for those customers. We were able to get them into single sign-on as well as a premium page so that they would have a better, unique, restricted experience. That being said, it saved them not only a lot of time, but also a lot of money. And as their needs changed over the years, we were able to adapt different workflows to those needs, or we, sunsetted a couple of them and then reestablished them in other areas. So that was really exciting. And Pass can really help with a lot of these options, these items on the slide too. It does work as a standalone, and it can also work in conjunction with single sign-on, as well as a premium page. So the possibilities are really endless for when it comes to what Pass can do for you. In my 20-year career here at CDW, I've had the unique opportunity to talk to all kinds of customers. And the one thing that I find, regardless of who they are or how many employees they manage, it's all about how to buy those products for their users as well as the company in general. For those interested in Pass, we consider it a value add, so there is no fee to set this up. We try to make it as easy as possible too, so you can make those workflows on your own, or you can bring in your CDW account manager to help you with that as well. So Lauren, why don't you talk to us a little bit more about how we can start with Ruby and then kind of integrate over into what you handle mostly?
Absolutely. So here we've outlined our pathway to integration, which shows where a customer's digital journey can begin, which would be utilizing our online experience Ruby, complete automation, or what we consider an optimal purchasing experience for our customers, which is the full ePro integration. We'll spend a little bit more time on this later on in the webinar, but at CDW, we do offer a crawl, walk, run approach to ensure we're solving for our customers' current and future needs, working with the customer each step of the journey to ensure they are poised for growth and scaling.
We've brought this up in a previous webinar, but I wanted to make sure I showed this again because really we want to make sure that we are your trusted digital advisor. And planning isn't just always about the projects in your pipeline. It also, you need to take into consideration how you're going to make those purchases online and with your dedicated salesperson. Creating standards like favorites and bundles help manage that, as well as to be able to utilize something like a workflow to help give you more time back in your day to work on other projects and allow other users to be able to take a more holistic approach in what they're purchasing for your company. Plus, it's also a great way to use Ruby and Pass together to help you manage those purchases before, during, and after they're placed. So what is Pass? It's just really an easy way for customers to manage their IT purchases through workflows that meet certain criteria that help you manage those purchasing items better. We offer Pass reports, just like we do with a lot of the other reports on our website, to help you be able to see how those orders are being approved, edited, that kind of thing. And then if you find that you need to make some more changes to your workflow, you can absolutely do that too. So the benefits of Pass there's just a lot of them, but really for those folks who have a a situation where you've got some remote users, you've got hybrid users, you've got a mixed environment of people in house. This allows you to be able to control some of those purchases that are going to the remote users, that are going for the hybrid users, that are staying in house. All of that being said, it can work again, like I mentioned before, it can work on its own well as working with our single sign-on or our multi-factor authentication and premium pages. It can also be used as you transition from PaaS to an e-procurement solution as well. Or you can always use it for other capabilities that you might be needing. So let's talk about workflow options. When you're building a workflow, you have 6 rules available to use. The first rule is all orders. That means any order that's placed has to be approved by somebody within your organization before it goes on to maybe another rule or it goes to your CDW account manager to process. Order subtotal exceeds, that's just based on the subtotal of the order, and you can put a dollar amount there. Individual product price, of course, means that the price of the item itself. So that way you can help design how much money you want someone to spend on one particular CDW part number or EDC. Prohibit purchases. This is really great and really the only rule that really manages anything regarding quotes. So this allows you to be able to have a bunch of users who maybe just need to be able to do some research. They can go ahead and do that. And if they try to place an order, they're only given the option for a quote. Now we've made some changes to our updated for our catalogs. So when you're creating a catalog now, we can restrict purchases to that catalog by the CDW part number. And if they purchase within that catalog, everything's great. It can either move on to the next rule or goes to your CDW sales team to process that order when it gets to them. Same with excluded catalog. If there's something that that you don't want your end users to purchase, you can create a catalog with those particular CDW part numbers. And then if they were to try to place an order for it, then it would flag the order that it's going to be needs to be have some types of approval in place. So this is just kind of a quick look at what it looks like as you're creating a workflow. Of course, you want to make sure you give it a great name, and you can name the workflow anything that you like, whatever makes sense to you and your company. And then you can go ahead and select the rules. As you're selecting the rules, that's where you're going to select your approvers. You can have as many approvers per rule as you like. So that way, if there's people on vacation or you need to have at least one person manage those approvals, that can actually be done right there. As you're going through the process, then you're going to be selecting, once your rules are all established, you'll then be setting up your purchasers. Those are the folks who are going to be restricted by the rules that you have in place. And this is just a quick look at what the workflow over page looks like. As you can see, we want to make sure that you know what the name of the workflow is, how many rules are in it, how many approvers you've got, and then how many purchasers are in it too. So this is an example of what the person sees when they place an order and they're in a pass situation. Now, in this case, because they're following all the rules of the workflow, you see that they're just able to go ahead and check out or they can place a quote. However, if they do make a change to the order and add something, in this case, it's over a certain dollar amount, then they get notified of who their approver is and they can go ahead and then place that order. Once that order is placed, then a copy gets sent to the approver to let them know that, hey, there's an order for you to approve. Now, what does that look like for the approver? Besides the fact that you do get that email letting you know that there's an order for you to approve, with the Ruby experience, it's really exciting because now we can also have it in the action items section as well as the order dashboard area. In addition to that, you also, if you use your CDW Ruby mobile app, you also can approve those orders or change those orders basically at your fingertips, wherever you're at. So, Lauren, I'd like you to talk more about some of the layers that we have discussed in previous webinars, more around Ruby and the e-procurement experience.
Yeah. So at CDW, we view our customers' road to full automation as multiple levels, so allowing customers to build out their purchasing experience at their pace. So for our first offering, it's the CDW.com experience and what we would consider entry level for customers who are seeking a self-service option to place orders, track assets, download reports, and more. A step up from our Ruby experience would be bringing in ePro. So we have multiple offerings that would allow our customers to access products including Punchout and Catalog API. Our single sign-on integrations provide an efficient and secure verification process that allows an organization's end users to access our site as well as multiple internal platforms. So when coupled with PaaS, SSO is a really great way for our customers to add additional level of security. Now, the final stage available for automation is our full suite integration. So simply put, e-procurement is the use of software to shop and purchase goods and services online. So a full suite integration would organize basically a customer's e-procurement documents and automate them by using electronic exchange. So that would automate POs, invoices, PO confirmations, and advanced ship notices. So major platforms and marketplaces that we work with are Coupa, Ariba, Oracle, and ServiceNow. A full suite integration also includes IT asset management. So an IT asset management integration delivers payloads and asset management data to the customer's ITAM instance, so the customer can then map the data into their asset management tables. So as you can see, wherever you're at in your ePro journey, CDW is here to meet you and continue to scale for your future needs. Our goal is to deliver an omnichannel experience for your organization so you can make purchases through avenues that fit your business need.
Thanks, Lauren. I think you had a customer story in addition to the ones that we're showing here about that.
Yeah, so CDW has had years of successful experience working with our customers to simplify their ePro experience. We've worked across all industries and have helped solution challenges for customers ranging from eliminating rogue spending to customizing catalogs and more. So one story I'd like to tell that really highlights a lot of the capabilities and services we discussed today is the story of a global retailer that faced challenges managing its e-procurement process, was lacking guardrails. So they came to CDW with an immediate need to organize and restrict purchasing. Our initial conversation with the customer, we discovered that they were rolling out a marketplace, but weren't prepared to begin integrating with their suppliers until at least the second half of the year. After gathering their requirements, we were able to simultaneously help set up a PaaS workflow, would solve for their immediate needs while also starting those conversations about the ideal state of their procurement. Months down the road, after working alongside the customer, integration was successfully stood up, allowing them to sunset several PaaS workflows while keeping others operational for certain required online purchases. Laura, I'll hand it over to you because I believe you have a few more stories you'd like to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Lauren. I appreciate that. So, I got a few years ago, I got to work with a boutique retail chain. And in this chain, they needed to have their stores be able to make purchases. But the problem was that besides, of course, making sure they only bought the things they were supposed to buy, more importantly, as these new locations were either getting updated or they're brand new, we wanted to make sure that their IT coordinators were available to be able to schedule those calls or have people on site to be able to manage that store solution. So fortunately, what we were able to do is we set up multiple workflows across the regions, so that way those IT coordinators knew when that store did place the order, so then they could work on getting those items scheduled to have that available and up and ready for them as soon as possible. And customers with multiple locations, PaaS is a really great way to lean into that because it can really help manage those things and those needs much more effectively. Like for example, with this first customer story that we're showing, the customer needed to find a way to order equipment for some of their temporary offices as well as permanent ones. Again, full company hardware refresh, that can be difficult. And being able to use the PaaS, they were able to not only keep track of who was placing the orders, but if memory serves, they also set it up with single sign-on, so they were able to control the amount of users when they were making purchases throughout those years for those updates. And just as a reminder, Lauren and I are just part of the digital integrations team here at CDW. We want to make sure that you can see everybody that supports you, whether they're ePro leads or ePro specialists. We're here to help you no matter what, in addition to your account team and, of course, all of their specialists and their architects to help serve you better. So what are the next steps? Feel free to go to cdw.com/PaaS to learn more, and you can share that link with your colleagues as well. Please make sure you talk to your CDW account manager if you've got questions about this, discuss it for your company needs, and help them get you access to be able to kind of, try it out on your own. We also have our previous webinars, so feel free to reach out, take a look at those as well. And on behalf of us here at CDW, we know you have many choices, and we thank you for letting us be your valued partner. Have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.